Things you didn't know about the NFL. The NFL boasts a rich and storied history filled with a tapestry of events that can leave you astounded. If you're keen on uncovering the peculiar games and scandalous incidents that the NFL tried to shroud in secrecy, then you're in for a captivating journey. We're about to dive into a treasure trove of intriguing stories, ranging from a courageous woman's attempt to break the gender barrier by trying out for an NFL team to the bewildering world of substances banned by the league. Here are 20 eye-opening revelations about the NFL that will keep you on the edge of your seat. The roots of the NFL extend much deeper into history than one might initially fathom. In 1946, the league was rocked by a significant scandal when a notorious bookie named Alvin Paris resorted to bribing two New York Giants players, tempting to sabotage a championship game against the formidable Bears. The story of NFL Commissioner Bert Bell's tenure ends in a heartbreaking twist. He was a beloved and respected figure during his 13-year rule as commissioner, which began in 1946. However, his reign met an untimely and tragic conclusion. During a heated game, Bell suffered a devastating heart attack while seated in the stands, leading to his sudden and unfortunate passing. When it comes to lopsided victories, the most remarkable blowout in NFL history is shared by the 1976 Rams and the 2009 Patriots. Both teams left their opponents in the dust with a resounding 59-0 scoreline. In 1976, the Rams executed their dominance through 7 rushing touchdowns led by Lawrence McCutcheon, who secured a remarkable 3 of those. The 2009 Patriots, on the other hand, were led by the inimitable Tom Brady, who unleashed an aerial assault by throwing 6 touchdowns during his historic game, with 3 of them finding the hands of the legendary Randy Moss. The Patriots' place in history as one of the NFL's most dominant franchises is firmly established, with Tom Brady at the helm of a significant portion of that legacy. The NFL's earlier days featured players with a remarkable degree of versatility, often taking on multiple positions, a practice that has grown increasingly scarce over time. This intriguing approach once allowed for the imagination of players like the indomitable Aaron Donald assuming duties on the offensive line on the legendary Adrian Peterson, known for his running prowess, morphing into a ferocious blitzing linebacker. Such multi-talented athletes grace the NFL landscape in a bygone era, an element that adds a layer of fascination to the league's storied history. Perhaps that's why one could make a compelling argument that Sammy Bow's achievements during his career place him among the greatest football players in history. In 1943, Bob demonstrated his versatility by playing as a quarterback, a defensive back, and handling punting duties for the Washington Redskins. He not only led the league in passing touchdowns, but also interceptions. One game in particular stands out in NFL history when he faced the Detroit Lions. This particular game could arguably be considered one of the greatest performances ever witnessed in the sport. Sammy Bow, often referred to as Slinging Sammy Bow, accomplished a remarkable feat during this game, throwing 4 passing touchdowns, intercepting the ball 4 times, and executing an astonishing 81-yard punt. His prime must have been an electrifying spectacle, as achieving an 81-yard punt is an extraordinary feat, surpassing the capabilities of many contemporary players. Now, let's turn our attention to the opposite end of the spectrum. While Aaron Gibson was known for his immense size, you might be curious about the smallest player in NFL history. To find the answer, we must travel back in time. The NFL's smallest player, Jack "Soapy" Shapiro, made his mark during the 1929 season, according to statistics in just 1 regular season game. However, his size was enough to secure his place in NFL history for nearly a century. Shapiro was incredibly diminutive, standing at a mere 5 feet and 1 inch, with a weight of 119 pounds. While he didn't have extensive NFL experience, he was renowned for his prowess as a punt returner and a running back, demonstrating his value as a lead blocker. His small stature undoubtedly posed unique challenges, but he left an indelible mark on the history of the game. Speaking of unique moments in NFL history, did you know that a woman once had the opportunity to try out for the league? In 2013, a female college athlete was extended an invitation to participate in an NFL tryout as a kicker. She had gained recognition for her impressive field goal kicks, especially from long distances, showcased in YouTube videos. The NFL scouts expressed their interest in witnessing her abilities up close, making this audition one of the most highly anticipated events in NFL history. The anticipation was palpable because no one knew what to expect. Unfortunately, during the tryout, Lauren Silberman experienced a significant setback on a national stage. Her two attempted kicks, one spanning a mere 19 yards and the other only 13 yards, were far from the expectations. The results were undoubtedly disappointing, but it's worth acknowledging the courage it takes to step onto the field and participate in an NFL tryout, irrespective of the outcome. Let's transition to our next fascinating topic. Kickers often find themselves in the shadows of the game, their contributions overlooked. It's no small feat to deliver under immense pressure, precisely slotting field goals. But there was one kicker whose excellence was so extraordinary that he clinched the prestigious NFL Most Valuable Player MVP award. Yes, you heard it right. In the year 1982, history was made when an NFL kicker secured the coveted MVP title. This extraordinary kicker was Mark Moseley, an integral part of the Washington Redskins. Mark Moseley achieved this remarkable feat by successfully nailing 20 out of 21 field goals during the 1982 season. This particular season was unusual due to a player strike, which led to teams playing just 9 games, with some players abstaining in protest. In such extraordinary circumstances, Moseley was hailed as the best among the remaining kickers, ultimately securing the MVP award. While it may seem extreme to award an MVP to a kicker, the vital role they play in an NFL team's success cannot be underestimated. Just ask the 1991 Buffalo Bills. Speaking of the Buffalo Bills, they hold a unique distinction in NFL history. They made it to an astounding 4 consecutive Super Bowls, a feat that has rarely been matched. Yet it's the outcome of these Super Bowl appearances that's truly remarkable, or perhaps disheartening. In each of the 4 Super Bowls, they faced disappointment, leaving them as the only team to reach the pinnacle of the NFL 4 times consecutively and lose on each occasion. Their first attempt was especially heart-wrenching as kicker Scott Norwood had a chance to clinch a Super Bowl victory with a field goal attempt from 47 yards out in the final seconds. The kick sailed agonizingly wide, marking one of the most crushing defeats in Super Bowl history. Jim Kelly, who led the Bills, continued to excel during regular seasons, but saw his team falter on the grandest stage, losing to the Giants, the Redskins, and the Cowboys twice. In the realms of NFL regulations, you'd be astounded to learn that there's a substance that has been banned by the league: deer antler velvet. It might sound incredibly unusual, but ancient Chinese medicine enthusiasts used to extract antlers from deer to create medicinal substances. Surprisingly, deer antler velvet contains a significant amount of a growth hormone called IGF-1, which has drawn attention in the NFL. In a surprising twist, Ray Lewis faced accusations of using a deer antler spray while recovering from an injury before securing victory in the 2013 Super Bowl. Lewis vehemently denied these claims. Nevertheless, it's intriguing to see the NFL's concern for protecting the deer population from becoming a resource for NFL medicine. Football is undoubtedly a brutal sport, and it may come as a surprise that the NFL's demand for footballs is quite substantial. Each season, an astonishing 3,000 cows are utilized to supply the NFL with footballs. Given that every NFL team consumes an average of 11,000 footballs per season, and a whopping 76 footballs are used exclusively for the Super Bowl, the demand for these leather game balls is immense. Despite the challenges, the driving force for many NFL players is their profound passion and love for the game, rather than merely the lure of financial gain. There's something uniquely magical about stepping onto the field and hearing the thunderous roar of thousands of fans united in their passion for the sport. The NFL is brimming with intriguing stories, and we're here to bring them to you. Thanks for watching, and we hope you'd had the opportunity to learn a few things you might not have known about the NFL. If you're interested in more NFL-related content, simply click on the other video on your screen.